Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa, where we are still doing investigation.
In the ghost library.
Sadly without Scooby Snacks.
With ghosts.
Without Scooby Snacks.
They took your Scooby Snacks.
The ghosts took the Scooby Snacks.
Yep, that's why we're investigating. See, it all goes around. It's like
so that's what we're investigating.
Okay.
If I remember, on the other side of this door it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
Quickly while his back is turned, stab him.
Right? That's the opportunity of a lifetime. It all makes sense once you're inside.
I'm pretty sure if everyone figured out we were the black end on that one, they'd just be like, oh,
Dude,
it was this person.
leave.
It was just this person. It was someone else, not you.
Yeah.
We blame him. He killed himself.
He killed himself. If you killed yourself, how does that work?
Okay, sorry.
And so much dust, too. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I don't like it. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover the value for yourself. There's a ton of thick files stuffed into the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing that any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful.
We just seen like 5 dead bodies in less than like 4 days. I don't think we care.
Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only that are not intentional in any way. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh. There's so many files stuffed into the shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous.
They're gonna give you a paper cut.
Dangerous? They might hurt me.
Paper cut? Across
Paper
the
cut.
neck?
Yeah. That's how we kill Bakua. All right.
Paper cut across the neck with the documents of danger?
Yes. That's how we do it. That's how we get out of here.
Okay.
Can we just take the cool people with us? No. We need to ask Monokuma if we become the Blacken and graduate, can we take all the people we like with us?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I would be down for that. Bakua would be dead and we would all be leaving like after day 1.
Can we have his fortune though?
Yes. I mean, we would change his will, obviously.
Right.
They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truths for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council who controlling everything from the shadows.
For the greater good.
For the greater good.
That's all I can think about when he said that was Hot Fuzz.
If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there.
Are you one of them?
You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's a report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now?
Can we? Can we?
Let's do it.
All right.
There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it.
Well, we're already under like...
We're on school
12.
arrest. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf.
The lamp and then the box, maybe?
Boxing? There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there's something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in. How is there an extension cord plugged into the box?
I don't think that's what he was talking about.
There was an extension cord plugged in there. How other way is there to interpret that? It was plugged into the box.
I don't think so.
It proved to be very useful while I was in the library. Okay.
How useful was he plugging in the library? He didn't say.
He didn't say an
Could be
extension
anything.
cord, huh? Could be a lamp.
I cracked his case.
He plugged in the extension cord to the box?
I had a lot of other things that I'm not going to say on air.
Let's not do that. This is a PG-13 show.
I don't want to get you banned.
Huh, it's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Bayakua using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right? That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show how much Hope's Peak truly wields, or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? What makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt.
How did he have time to do all this?
Maybe he created a time loop.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at.
Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret, confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty.
Okay, hang on. So he is saying he read these multiple times at his family estate. My problem is he's like, oh, this room was interesting to me. That's why I've been in the library. I don't understand when he's read them all already.
I think because it confirmed, I guess, like documents that he already had. Or I wonder if there are documents in here that he didn't have access to.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to find out, I think.
Okay, sorry. Anyways.
Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words,
I already told you.
Secret council.
There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council.
Of course.
And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will.
No wonder you're a pompous jackass.
But to become such a ruler, I must know all the levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing.
Okay, so maybe you're right. He was just trying to justify.
This is beyond believing or not believing. Bakugo is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. You know, what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of these cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled in here. Because there's so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. That's how we can be sure it's not a copycat. So I think we have the actual Genocide Jack.
Okay. I know me and you were talking about that maybe off screen. About
That-
whether we thought it was a copycat or not.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe it's the real deal. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Good job, genius. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But, in fact, the answer is quite simple.
Or Genocide Jack.
The culprit isn't a copycat killer, it's the real Genocide Jack.
In other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us? Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what you've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself.
Oh my god. Asshole.
Hold on, we still have more to check here.
Oh, talk to him. That's what you have to do.
So I was gonna say, I'm assuming there's no...
We've looked at all this stuff, so I would talk to him. That's what happened last time.
Alright. Acua, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
that's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Woo!
Ooh, he does not look...
Acua handed me the file and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly my hand stopped. I had reached the page where the photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected.
Hello, dear Lily?
The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages.
But look how they're suspended. They're all by, like, scissors in the hands right now.
Well, you might have to make do with what you have. The scissors used in the murder were apparently custom made with every pair left at the murder scene. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across the body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. The murder took place in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. Alright.
All the victims suffered multiple stab wounds across their bodies, it looks like, when I'm reading.
Yeah, it's yeah, I read that.
Okay. Ooh, the red ones. Okay. Anyways.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, a lot of victims.
There is no end to it, but one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. At the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now I'll take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story.
I feel like Togo is so...
It's so obvious, but Leon was too, though.
But I'm wondering how many people actually caught that like we did. If that was really that common. Like, reading the letters...
Reading them upside down. His name is literally there, though. So it's hard... Especially once you gather it as evidence, it's almost hard not to see Leon.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that makes me think it could be Toko. But I do agree that I think they're either trying to make it very obvious that it's Toko, and now our job is to figure out like the how and why. Because I think our challenge is going to be proving that she has this personality disorder.
Okay.
Because she's not going to remember it. And remember, she walked into the murder scene and immediately fainted.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, so even if we know it's Toko, like we know it's Toko, I think trying to convince everyone else of that is going to be difficult.
Okay.
But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up to now, and that's saying a lot. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. We got the Genocide Jack case file.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait. Byakuya!
Sick of following him around.
As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Why do we care? Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that? Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time?
Oh, thank God.
I'm so happy. Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. With the scissors that he used to kill Chihiro.
That would be the sweet turn of events if it is him.
If it's him or Toko, I'm calling this a win.
I am too, because they're both annoying as I'll get up.
I've already lost a character that I actually found interesting. If I can simultaneously lose, yeah.
Okay.
If I can simultaneously lose one that I don't care about, that's just gravy.
Get back.
In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. And at the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to this crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room, too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can.
Alright, back to locker room, maybe?
Yeah. Not mistaken. Right there.
Check out the boys' locker room first.
Ding ding ding.
Of course he is.
Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel it.
Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I can't reveal that just yet.
Of course.
I'm sure of it.
But I guarantee what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really, what did she see?
Well,
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? No, if anyone's got dibs. Yo. And I'm calling Kyoko while we're at it. After that, I don't think I care anymore.
No.
Okay, so where is Celeste now? In the warehouse by the dorm. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be?
Alright, let's go to the boys' dorm. Or
Locker room? Tornado! Huh? This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit the boys' locker room.
Yeah, I said the same thing about the girls' poster, remember?
I don't remember that.
It's a girl in a bikini that had the blood of Chihiro on it.
Oh, yeah. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Alright, so there's something wrong with the carpet in here.
Okay.
I don't think the camera's gonna get us anything, but just to...
Yeah, close the thing.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
alright.
go to the
Girls?
girls.
Are we allowed to go in there at this point?
Yeah,
We're not
because remember Monokuma said in regards to the investigation, you're allowed to go in there. It's unlocked.
I mean, I guess we would have to.
Oh, Yoko's in here.
Bloodstain on the dumbbell. Monokuma. The dumbbell has to be the murder weapon.
Okay.
Wait, we just now figured that out? There's a bloodstain on the carpet. It could only have been caused by Chihiro's murder. Alright, so we've talked to everyone. We've really talked to everyone here.
But let's talk to Kyoko again, because she's been...
I could feel the life draining from my own dead body. Chihiro's dead body. Alright, let's talk to Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of.
Something besides the investigation. What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder.
But...
so
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. Why is it up to us?
Right, with that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then, and Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about.
Okay, let's check out the body.
Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? The rope has a plug? So she was tied up with extension cord. Wait, so this isn't rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again.
The library.
Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Let's go talk to... Wait, what? There's some...
Talk to Sakura and Mondo is my guess.
The blood is the most noteworthy part, but... the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. They switched the posters.
Or do they switch the rooms again?
I think... So here's what I think happened. That poster was probably inside the boys' locker room. She was probably killed inside the boys' locker room. And then... swap the posters so that way there was no blood in the boys' locker room. Oh, but wait, that reminds me, the poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. I swear, and here's the thing, I swear that poster before was in the other
room. Yeah, I think you're right.
Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have because she was killed in the boys' locker room? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker room.
Sakura knows a lot about the locker room.
Knows a lot about the locker room. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together.
Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters.
I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising.
We have protein coffee?
In the warehouse. It's not the highest quantity, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and left a stain. It's in the boys' locker room.
A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared.
Alright, now I'm confused.
I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean, as if there was never a stain here to begin with? Did they move the carpet too?
Because there's blood on the carpet. Disappearing stain has been added. Because there's blood, so there's blood on the carpet.
If she was killed in the boys' locker room, then they
No, I bet, or was she killed? So yeah, she was killed in the boys' locker room.
They moved the carpet.
They
and the
switched
poster.
the carpet and the poster once they
It
realized.
looks like a rug more than anything.
What?
It looks like a rug more than carpet, in my opinion. Like, it's easily movable.
Well, right.
Huh, interesting.
So if you go back here. Yeah, see, it's identical carpet. Mm-hmm. Although someone would have had to have moved all that exercise equipment to get the carpet out.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's one of the girls, and I don't think it's Toko. As much as she's like the easiest scapegoat.
I'm starting to believe more and more it might not be Toko.
Head back to the library. Remember there was the whole thing about checking out the Genocide Jack file and the plug and all that stuff.
I think we should talk to Celeste next.
Okay.
But I think that's gonna have to wait for the next episode.
Terrible.
I am
You're
the
worse
worst.
than Genocide Jack.
I am worse than Genocide Jack. It's true. I am going to make you wait another day.
I tried. You know, I'm the voice of reason sidekick.
Wow. Got thrown under the bus.
You always do.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, do please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.